Welcome to another episode of the Keto Journey. I'm your host, Jermaine, and today we're going to talk about something a little different. Typically, I talk about how my day went, how my weekly struggle went with staying in the keto way of eating, if I lost weight, if I gained weight. But this week, we're going to forego all of that. We're not going to talk about if I lost weight or not, which I went up 0.6 pounds. Whatever. We're not going to talk about what I ate this week. We're not going to talk about macros. We're not going to talk about fat, protein, carbs, none of that. This week, we're going to talk about the 4 stages of change and how they relate to life changes, things you want to change in your life, and how we can understand what those 4 stages are and how we can utilize those in anything, but specifically for losing weight. Now, before I go into what these 4 stages are, I want to preface this by saying that my wife Gracie is a mental health counselor, and she went to UCF, University of Central Florida, and got her bachelor's in psychology. Then she went on to Rollins College to get her master's degree in mental health counseling. So I'm coming from a background of at least talking to her. We talk all the time, and sometimes we talk about work, and we bring up different things of the way the human body reacts to the way we think and all that fun stuff. So she mentioned this, gave me some tips. I put my own spin on it. So this is what I went through, specifically my 4 stages of change to get where I am today. All right, the first stage we are going to call realization. The first stage is having something in your life that you want to change, something that you are not happy with, but you don't know how to change it. And we've all been there. We've all said, oh man, well, not all of us, but some of us, I wish I stopped smoking. I wish I would wake up earlier in the morning. For me, I wish I weighed less. I wish I didn't have an addiction to food. First stage is realizing what it is you don't like and understanding that you don't know how to change it at that exact moment, because if you did, there wouldn't be much of a process there. You would have already changed it. So knowing what you want to change, but not knowing how to do it. That's stage 1. Stage 2, we will call some knowledge, no drive. What that means is you've done a little research. So let's stick with losing weight. You've looked at countless diets. You looked at the health benefits of losing weight. You looked at different diets that you can do weekly, monthly, South Beach, paleo, keto, but after looking at all of them, you still do the same exact thing you were doing. You're still eating out. You're still having 2 or 3 hamburgers at McDonald's instead of having 1. You're still eating donuts by the handful. You are still in those old habits of eating whatever you want and not really caring about your weight. So stage 2 is you have some knowledge, but you have no drive to actually put that knowledge in place. Now that brings us to stage 3, which is doing the right thing is hard sometimes. This stage, you know what you're supposed to do. You've researched the diets. Let's stick with keto. You know what macros are. You know what your fat content should be. You know what your protein should be. But it's a constant struggle to actually do those things. We've all been in this stage where you know what you're supposed to do. You know you're supposed to exercise. You know you're supposed to eat right. Specifically with keto, you know what you can and can't eat. But every once in a while, those temptations come up and you give in. And you know what the right choices are, but making that automatic switch is still a constant battle. Stage 4 is the final stage in the what we'll call the 4 stages of change, and that is when your default and the right choices are one and the same. What that means is now that we're on the keto diet, when I go out to eat, I don't even hesitate. I can get a hamburger with no bun. That's the easiest thing I go with. Hamburger, no bun, extra cheese, extra bacon, mayo on the side. Let's go. It's my default now. Like, it's a struggle to go outside my default. Gracie and I recently went on a date in Clearwater, and we went out to a restaurant, and for the most part, we did well. We indulged a little bit. We had a little crab cake. We had some fried shrimp. But at the end, we had what I never knew was called ganache, which is apparently, well, it is amazing. If you never had it, whoa. But the reason why we got it because it said flourless ganache. And we're like, yeah, that's probably keto. It was not. It was not keto. It was probably full of sugar. We didn't look it up. But it was hard. Okay, it wasn't hard for us to make that decision. We were out on a date. We were out of our city. So we thought we would indulge a little bit. But for the most part, we were both in stage 4, making the right decisions is our constant, it's our default, and we've gotten pretty good at it. Now, I just quickly ran down the 4 stages, and I should put a link in the description because I know Gracie will be like, you totally messed that up. You missed some steps, and that's not exactly what that means, but that's what it means to me. So I'll put the correct information in the link below. So let's just run down it real quick. First one is realization. Knowing you want to change something, not knowing how to do it. Second one is some knowledge, no drive. You've been researching, you've been looking into making the change that you want to change, whatever that change may be, but you don't have the drive to do it because you're stuck in your old ways. What you're doing is too much fun and you don't want to change yet. Number 3 is doing the right thing is hard sometimes. This is where you know what you need to do. You've been doing it for the most part, but it's hard for you to continually do that right thing. It's hard for you to continually track your calories, track your macros, track your fat, track your proteins, track your carbs. You know what it is. You just need to do it. And then finally, you get to the 4th stage. Your norm, right choices is your default. You're doing the right thing. You've made it. You changed. You're 70 pounds lighter, right? So I know what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. That's all well and good. I have a blueprint of stages that I'm going to be going through over the next 2 to 3, 6 months, whatever it may be. What is the glue that keeps all of that together? What transitions me from stage 1 to 2 to 3 to 4? What connects all that? And for me, and I didn't research this. This is all from my head. For me, the connective tissue to all that is the need to be happy. I didn't like who I was 7 months ago. I wouldn't say I hated myself, but I didn't care for myself enough to take care of my body. I just ate whatever I wanted. If you know something's killing you, why would you continue to do it unless you're not fond of yourself? Or whatever it was, I had to realize, hey, this is not what you want to do. You have a family to worry about. You have things to take care of. You have things to do. You have a long life ahead of you. Why are you eating like this? Why are you 300 and some odd pounds? So I had to get back to me. I had to start loving myself. I had to realize my self-worth. I needed to get back to me. I needed to realize that I was worth it. Simple as that. I know that's super deep, corny, whatever, but I mean, sometimes it gotta be said. Why do people get overweight? Because they love food. Yeah, I still love food and I still get to eat awesome food, but why do you let yourself get to the point where you can't walk a flight of stairs, or you can't run around the block with your friends or your kids, or getting out of bed in the morning is a painful ordeal? Those are the questions we should be asking ourselves. Why do we let it get to that point? And then the change will come once you understand why you're doing what you're doing. Once you understand that you are worth it. Once you understand that, hey, I should probably live a little longer. I don't want to die young. That's all I wanted to get out today. I just wanted to share those 4 stages. Maybe it'll help somebody, maybe it's not. I really appreciate you coming, watching my video, all that fun stuff. I hope you got something out of it. More will be coming. I enjoy making these videos. It's fun. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next week. I plan to be in the 230s next week, so tune in for that. And as always, keep it keto.